What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video, and it's a late one tonight, you guys. It's almost 9 o'clock Eastern. Um, it's an important video, you know. It's important. Biden has dropped out of the presidential race, dude, and he's endorsing Kamala Harris. I got some thoughts on it, but before we get to that, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'd love to have you be the newest member of the flock. The flock is for life. So come fly with us, man. We'd love to have you. The air is for everyone. Now, there's a few things that are on my mind, and I don't know how you guys feel about it. First, um, if you guys have watched any of my other political videos, you'll know that I really did not want this to happen. I thought it might happen if, we still don't know who the Democratic nominee is going to be. Not for sure, but it's probably going to be Kamala Harris just because of the money situation. And that money situation is that they raised up, Biden and Harris raised up however many hundreds of millions of dollars and used it for the Biden-Harris campaign. Apparently, according to the election rules, if the Democrats want to keep that money that was pledged from whoever and however many people, they need to run Harris because she's entitled to that money. I guess kind of like a joint checking account type of deal. You know what I mean? So as it is right now, we don't know who the Democratic nominee is going to be. We'll find out in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. We know that Biden has endorsed Harris, which that doesn't really mean much because Biden was his poll numbers were like in the toilet. But Harris does better against Donald Trump. And the thing is that President Donald Trump was saying that he's gonna have an easier time beating Kamala than Sleepy Joe. And I gotta disagree with that, you guys. The poll numbers don't reflect that. You know what I mean? So we're gonna check this out. President Joe Biden will stay in office for the remainder of his term. Harris accepted Biden's endorsement, says she will seek the Democratic nomination. So let me get this straight. He's unfit to run another term, but he's fit for office for the remainder of his term. They probably, gave him like an ultimatum, like a friggin' look, we're gonna use the 25th on you if you don't get the hell out of here, So we got Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who is not very well liked. He apparently endorsed Kamala Harris as well. Says Gavin Newsom, long seen as a potential replacement for President Joe Biden. Ugh, it feels sick just saying it. Should he drop out, has announced he's backing Vice President Kamala Harris for the top spot on the Democratic ticket. In a post on X, Newsom described Harris as tough, fearless, tenacious. Good Lord. With our democracy at stake and our future on the line, no one is better to prosecute the case against Donald Trump's dark vision and guide our country in a healthier direction than America's Vice President Kamala Harris, Newsom added. He's the second person seen as a presidential contender who's announced he's backing Harris, a sign the party is coalescing around Harris. In an earlier post to X, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, also seen as a potential contender, endorsed Ms. Harris as well. This is all BS, dude. This is like such BS. Apparently, the Harris campaign has raised more than $27.5 million. Act Blue, a political action committee and fundraising platform, announced that Vice President Kamala Harris's new presidential campaign has raised more than $27.5 million since President Joe Biden announced that he stepped aside and endorsed Ms. Harris for the party's candidacy. Small dollar donors raised over $27.5 million on Act Blue in the first 5 hours of Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, the platform said on X. Grassroots supporters are energized and excited to support her as the Democrat nominee. This is exactly what I'm talking about. in 5 hours, if this is to be believed, in the middle of a Sunday, in the first 5 hours of freaking sleepy Joe Biden announcing that he can't run anymore, he won't run or whatever, and that he's endorsing Kamala Harris, in the first 5 hours, $27.5 million. These aren't Trump numbers. They're not. Okay? I don't want, if you guys are there and you're like, oh, Mav, what the hell? Does this mean Trump doesn't have a good shot or whatever? No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the election's over. I'm not saying, all I'm saying is this is a bad thing for the Trump campaign. It's a bad thing for us. It just is. And I say us because I feel like I'm a part of the campaign. I've donated to the campaign. I've watched Donald Trump for years, you know, building his platform, his America First platform. MAGA, baby, MAGA. But this is scary, you guys. This is scary. The Tennessee delegation backs Harris. Look at this. Tennessee 70 delegates to the DNC are backing Kamala Harris to take the top of the ticket. They're the first state delegation to officially announce an endorsement for the current vice president. Tennessee, dude. During a meeting today, the Tennessee delegation to the 2024 DNC voted to support Harris for president of the United States. The Tennessee delegation announced in a brief post on X. The endorsement was made at the same time many Democrats threw their support behind Harris' bid on Sunday. And then, of course, cabinet members praised Biden following President Joe Biden's announcement that he's leaving the race. Several members of his cabinet were quick to commend the commander-in-chief. Of course, give that man a bunch of... I'm just happy he's not running, dude. Seriously. It has been and remains the honor of my life to work for POTUS for the past 22 years. He has restored U.S. leadership around the world and delivered historic accomplishments as president. Oh, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken wrote in a statement. I don't know if that's right. I look forward to building on that record with him over the next 6 months. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg called President Biden among the best and most consequential presidents in American history. Oh, Lord. Oh, I can't do it, you guys. I just can't. Now, on the right front, and I mean that in more ways than one, but on the right front, RNC Chairman Mike Watley said during an appearance on Fox News that President Joe Biden's departure, while it may shake up the race, won't affect Republicans' core strategy in 2024. I mean, that's a good point, because at the end of the day, she's part of this administration. So whatever Biden did, she kind of has to own a lot of it, you know? And I think, wasn't she supposed to be, like, in charge of the border? Like, wasn't that like her job or pet project or whatever? Mr. Watley said, "Look, I think our plan is going to stay the same. As many Democrats have begun to coalesce around Vice President Kamala Harris," Mr. Watley said Republicans aren't too nervous about taking on Ms. Harris as a potential nominee. The approach, he said, remains centered around policy. Let me tell you, I am afraid or whatever, nervous, whatever you know terminology you want to use, if only because of the fact that she polls better than Biden. And that's not a good thing for President Trump. And then on the other side of that also, they've gone back to, you know, calling Trump the scourge of democracy and whatever else they've got him, you know, labeled as. And they're effective in their lying, dude. They're effective. You know how many people are out there just thinking that Donald Trump is a racist? Like, he just says... It's almost like he just... They think that he's out there just casually using the N-bomb in rallies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. Because if you're not following this closely, constantly, and I know it's kind of exhausting. My wife can't believe that I do this, you know. she doesn't follow this stuff nearly as much as I do, but it's important, you know, and how can I not follow it? Like, I can't control much of it. I can't control any of it, really. You donate, you tell people, you know, but at the end of the day, I try to red pill people, bro, but that doesn't mean it works, you know, and that doesn't mean that we want a stronger candidate to fight against. That's loser talk. Losers are the ones that say competition is healthy and all that trash. The hell with that, dude. You don't want that. You want to win. And that means that you want the person you're most likely to win against, which means Sleepy Joe Biden. Now we got Kamala Harris. And who else? Lord knows who else is going to come out in the mix. And then you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. The press is going to come out and they're basically gonna talk about how this person's, you know, sweat grows plants, and his tears, you know, cure AIDS. Whoever, you know, the new nominee is, if it is Kamala Harris, if it's someone else, they're basically gonna be angelic. They're gonna be saintly, holy, amazing, great, blah blah blah. Sickens me, dude. And then of course Donald Trump is gonna continue to be evil and racist, and I don't even know what else. Hitler, I guess. Whatever. This is the state that we're at, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that I hope you are voting on the right side of history, which is gonna be with Trump. If not, respect anyways, because that's the way it should be. Not get crazy and call the other person a lunatic or whatever, you guys. See, that's the thing with the right versus left, you guys. The right, we think you guys on the left are just loony and wrong. That's it. We don't think you're anything else other than that. But on the left, they think that people on the right are evil. And I don't know if it's because they've been programmed by the vastly liberal media, or if it's just a thought process of the left. I don't know, man, because I think it takes a different type of brain to be a leftist, dude. And I don't mean that in any type of derogatory way. Being a leftist is its own insult. Anyways, you guys, that's the video. I'm not gonna deal with this. You know, this thing is super long and it details the entire day. Nobody wants to hear that. But anyways, you guys, this is what we got, man. Biden dropped out, and it looks like freaking Kamala Harris is gonna take his position. I will be following this and reporting on it like a journalist. And we'll see, man. We'll see. We got, what, 4 months? Scary. Scary stuff. Anyways, love you guys. As always, stay safe and stay based.